In the prolonged national resistance wars against French colonialists and American imperialists, millions of Vietnamese people voluntarily joined the army in response to the call for national resistance, fighting for the national independence and freedom to the last drops of blood. Many of them forever laid down in the battlefields. With his deep gratitude to the fallen soldiers, since 2007, Mr. Đoàn Mạnh Phương, editor-in-chief of the Journal of Vietnam Integration, and his colleagues have worked together in compiling the book entitled Vietnamese Legends in honor of Vietnamese heroic martyrs who laid down for the national independence and freedom. For 10 years of compilation, 12 large-sized book volumes have been completed and displayed at Ba Vang Pagoda in worship of the Vietnamese heroic martyrs. At the same time, thousands of small-sized editions have been published to present to martyrs' families. The book volumes have praised the heroic martyrs who fell down for the national independence and freedom. They are the result of the hard efforts of me and other journalists in 10 years. We hope that the book will help preserve the national history. Each book volume represents a monument in words to record country's glorious victories, which are highlighted by the names of outstanding sons of the country. 12 large-sized book volumes, which are 1 meter in length, 0.7 meter in width, and 500 kilograms in weight for the largest one, feature 10,000 names of Vietnamese heroic martyrs, along with addresses and feats of arms that have gone down into the history, such as the legend of Quang Ninh ancient citadel, legend of Hanoi Điện Biên Phủ in the air, legend of Điện Biên, legend of Trường Sơn Trail, legend of volunteer soldiers, and legend of the national reunification. Each book volume includes 2 sections on historical records and real stories told by historical witnesses and lists of martyrs and places where they laid down. The project has been highly appreciated by the party and state. Ba Vang Pagoda has a great honor to worship the heroic martyrs. This project is also part of the activities to pay tribute to those who have contributed to the country, thereby winning approval from people nationwide. Authors who are editors and veterans have traveled each and everywhere across the country to make the list of heroic martyrs. During that process, the verification of information as well as identification of martyrs has posed numerous challenges to the project team. However, with a deep gratitude towards fallen heroes and tireless efforts, the team has finally completed the compilation of 12 book volumes with more than 10,000 martyrs' names. The project has received positive feedback from the whole community, particularly veterans and relatives of heroic martyrs. I once fought the Road 9 Sergeant Laos and Khe Sanh campaigns. Visiting here, I can see the great contributions of the heroic martyrs through the book volumes, which have helped young generations learn about the national history. I'm so happy with that. Reading the books, I can learn more about the national glorious history, as well as the tradition of when drinking water, remember source. I also take my children here to educate them about the sacrifices of the previous generations for the national independence and freedom. I am so touched to read the book with bloody and fierce battles. Notably, thanks to the information in the book, many families have found their relatives' graves. Besides being displayed for worshipping at Ba Vang Pagoda, the book is also placed solemnly on the altars in the martyrs' houses. Encompassing enormous historical values, national tradition of patriotism, and when drinking water remembers its source, 12 large-sized book volumes entitled Vietnamese Legends have been awarded the Certificate of Vietnam Record, Asia Record, and World Record for their well-documented content and spiritual significance. The list of martyrs in the book has remained incomplete. Therefore, the project team will continue to collect information for additional books so that names of heroic martyrs will be recalled forever in the national history.